the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and now is on Lite 98.7. I'm Naomi Lynn with a very special guest, Laurence Segal. Now, I just met you, what was it, last week or so? And
yep, last week.
You were telling me this huge plan that you have. You're collecting 1 million bottles and cans to raise money for breast cancer research. My biggest question right now is, how did you even come up with this idea? What made you decide to collect 1 million bottles and cans?
Well, for many years I worked at the Syracuse Chiefs, the AAA affiliate here in Syracuse, and I noticed hundreds, if not thousands, of people throwing out their bottles and cans into the garbage every night. We had a giant pink card at the top of the stairs for the Carol Baldwin Breast Cancer Research Fund, where we sold anklets and flip-flops and bracelets and T-shirts, and we raised money every night for breast cancer. And I thought, well, what about these cans and bottles? They're all going in the garbage. So I started slowly returning them and realizing that you can rack up a lot of money very quickly. And before long, I had returned 100,000 bottles and then another 100,000 bottles, and was able to raise $10,000 for breast cancer research. You can raise money very quickly, and you can do it without asking people for a huge contribution, just 5 cents at a time.
Right, and that's the biggest thing, because the last thing people want to hear is that someone wants money from them. But when you're collecting bottles and cans, they're 5 cents, and half the time people are just throwing them in the trash anyways.
Yeah, and I think that's the message to people. You don't need to give $1 million. I think the greatest people on this earth are the people that give a couple pennies or a nickel or a dime at once, because people don't realize that makes a huge difference in somebody's life. It makes a huge difference. I also take the pop tabs off on the cans and bring them down to the Ronald McDonald House.
So everything that you're doing, including the caps to the pop bottles and things like that, it's going somewhere, and it's going for a good cause. So everything you do is going for something.
Everything I do, dollar for dollar, goes right back to cancer research. I buy my own bags. I pay for my own gas. I use my own car. I wash it. I don't take a penny out. If somebody gives me a bottle, I take it very seriously. I make sure that every single bottle goes to cancer research. If somebody gives me a bottle, 5 cents, it's going to cancer research, dollar for dollar.
That was a great point to make. I know people are worried about that when they donate to certain causes. We're going to take a quick break, but we're going to talk more with Laurence Segal and his dream of raising 1 million bottles and cans for breast cancer research. It's coming up in just a few minutes on Lite 98.7. Lite 98.7, we are back with Laurence Segal. He's been telling us about his mission to collect 1 million bottles and cans for breast cancer research. And you just made the point about how all the money is going to breast cancer research, dollar for dollar. And that's a really important point to make. I know, again, that's another thing, especially me. When I donate money to anything, I wonder, like, how much of my money is going to where it says it's supposed to go, you know?
Yeah, and you always want to know. Yeah, I think that's the number one question. People, we live in a very cynical and skeptical world, and understandably so. But I want people to know that, I want to know when I give, when anybody gives, that money goes to cancer research, that it goes to where you say it's going.
Breast Cancer Awareness Month, it's October, it's right around the corner. If people want to help, how do they help you for your cause to raise those 1 million bottles and cans?
Well, as of today, I now have a GoFundMe page. It's a GoFundMe /Bottles for a Cure. My phone number is 315-530-7674. People can call me. They can email me at TV, T as in Tom, V as in Victor, Anchor, ANCHOR, #1 at AOL.com. I can pick up the bottles. So there's a variety of ways to get involved. I'll also be at the State Fair every day in the Center of Progress building. We have 2 booths, one in the medical building and one in the Center of Progress. And people can just come up to me instead of throwing your can and bottle. Come over and see me. I get 900,000 people to give me 1 bottle each at the fair.
And you're making this so easy for people. You're saying you'll go and pick up the cans. You'll do this. You're going to be everywhere. There's so many methods to get a hold of you. This is awesome. I think you're doing something so amazing, especially for the community, especially for Central New York. And I know you're going to have no problem collecting 1 million bottles and cans. And I wish you well as you try to collect them all up.
I thank you so much, and I thank everybody in Syracuse and Utica and the surrounding areas. I love Central New York, and I'm proud to raise this money for SUNY Upstate. They're a great hospital with great physicians. So come up to me wherever I am. Call me, email me, come up to me at the fair. I'm glad to help out in any way I can, and I thank you at Lite 98.7.
Well, we want to thank you as well. What you're doing, you're taking on a huge challenge. You're making a difference in Central New York. And we are more than thrilled about that. Now, if you want to know more about Laurence Segal's story, his goal to raise 1 million cans and bottles, you can get the full story. All the details are up now, Lite987.com.